What's going on, YouTube? Hey, happy 2024. I have not posted a video since last year. I apologize. Decided to take some time off. I'm still driving, not too often though. Last week I think it was kind of busy though. Now I decided to start with this video, like the thumbnail and the title says. Is it worth doing this rideshare deal, specifically with Uber, in 2024? There's a reason why I wanted to put this video together. I have noticed since the last couple of weeks of last year, and these a few days, what are we on, the 8th today of January, I have had a lot of people, male and females, asking me, hey, is it worth doing this? Should I at least try it as a part-time job? And my personal opinion, keep in mind, I'm in Los Angeles. I drive my own Tesla Model 3 long range. You still could probably make some money if you decide to do this part-time and you learn the market. Unfortunately, there's only one way to learn your market, and that is doing it yourself. The one thing that you always want, not always, but for the most part want to avoid, is consuming too much content. And by that I mean there's a lot of people that will share good information about their market, but then there's way too many other people on YouTube that are just spitting out things that are not going to help any drivers. There's a lot of frustrated people. Again, can't blame Uber's not doing anything to keep anybody happier, but there is a lot of people that are just spitting out a couple of videos out there. And again, I'm not going to put nobody on, I'm not going to mention no names, but instead of telling drivers, specifically I guess in the market that you work on, hey, this is what works here, this is what doesn't work, or just be completely honest and be like, hey, it's not worth it here in specific area that person is making a video, here is not worth it. I personally have friends in a few parts of the country, but I do have a few friends in Houston, Texas, which I lived there for years, and some of them are like, nah, it's just not worth it anymore at all. It's some hours of the day, they might make a couple of bucks though, but to do these like as a full-time gig, it's just not worth it at all. Again, everybody has different needs, and everybody has different amount of times that they're going to dedicate to these but just try and give you an idea of comparison of somewhere else other than California, LA, where I drive at. Also, Florida. I got friends in Florida, all over Florida, and they tell me the same thing. Hey, unless you know a specific time and you're only doing it for a couple of hours, maybe in some parts of Florida it's worth doing it. Maybe for a couple of hours when it's busy. Other than that, that's it. Shut the app off and go home, because if you keep at it, it ain't gonna be worth it at all. So, just sharing what I'm getting from different drivers, people that I trust. I will not make a video and spit out things that are not true. Again, anybody that's been driving for a while can probably tell you it's rough, and in some markets it's not worth it at all. So again, the only way for you to truly know, is it worth doing these where I live, specific market where you live at, is the only way to do this is to go ahead and try it yourself. Now, do not make the mistake of thinking that you're gonna buy a car and you're gonna pay it off in a year. Buy about a new car, should have said that, a new car, and you'd be like, oh shoot, look at all these guys making these videos, well, I'm gonna pay this car off right away. Nah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to disappoint you, but that's not gonna be the case. Uber is gonna put you on this little time at the beginning that some of us older drivers call honeymoon period. Basically means first few months they're gonna throw at you the best they can to hook you. And then by the time you realize, you're like, oh wow, wait a minute, all these videos that I've seen on YouTube, these people are lying. I'm making $2,500, $3,000 a week, and I'm barely driving, I'm barely putting miles on my car. Now you're like, oh wait a minute, I know how to use a calculator. rock up to the dealership and you walked out of there with a new car, you'd be like, I'm gonna pay this car off in 9 months. Nah. And if you do manage to pay the car in 9 months, that car that you bought brand new, it's probably gonna have a shit ton of miles, and you just throw all your money away. Even if you get an EV, again, you're looking at a video of somebody that's been driving Teslas for a long time. I think you started driving a Tesla the other day. Yes, there's a lot less money on maintenance. Again, if you don't know nothing about EVs, you careful what you put in the comments, because nah. Let's just say to give you an idea, you have a Model 3 long range, which is what I recommend to do this. Your own Model 3, and you're like, you know what? I don't mind doing a few hours every weekend. Unless you live in a small town that still got some action going on, you most likely will put, even on a few hours, you will put a lot of miles on your Model 3. And the way it is right now with Model 3s, with probably some other vehicles too, the price is going, the value of them is just going down, especially with a refresh model coming out. So unless you're committed and don't care, like I do, in my case, 2018 Model 3 that I use to do Uber and private rides, I don't care. The car, it's well over 100,000 miles, and I don't care. I know I could probably hit plus 200,000 miles on it, and all that's gonna happen is just tires. Obviously, you can't get away from that. Probably cabin air filters, and probably lose a small percentage of battery degradation. That's about it. On a regular vehicle, it's gonna take a hit. So do yourself a favor, stop consuming too much content, get out there with whatever car you have. If your specific vehicle only qualify for Uber X, again, the chances of making a decent amount of money, it's a little bit less, obviously, than somebody like me. The Model 3 qualifies for comfort electric. Not every market is not the same. Please keep that in mind. Every market is not the same. Again, the best way, unless you have friends that have been doing Uber in your market, and these are true friends that don't lie to you and give you some good info and can prove it to you with the Uber app, saying, here's the app, this is how much I'm making. It's kind of hard, and unfortunately you're gonna have to learn on your own, because you also need to understand, again, the reason why I keep saying stop consuming too much content is because there's a lot of these guys out there that will tell you, either they're gonna sell you a little course, which I will never do, because anything you need to know about rideshare is pretty much online, but then you need to learn the ins and outs of your specific market on your own. Like I mentioned a second ago, unless you have like a group friend that you trust and he's not gonna lie to you, you're gonna have to learn on your own. Keep in mind what I mentioned a little while ago about the honeymoon period, where Uber is gonna take you in and they're gonna treat you right, and when you think you're good, they drop you. All the good trips are gone, and all that other good stuff, it's just gone. Now you're like, whoa, wait a minute, what happened to the last 5 months that I was doing really good? Hey, welcome. Now you're part of the slave team. I was saying something about selling little courses a second ago. The reason why I mentioned that is because there's a lot of people on YouTube with supposedly rideshare channels to help drivers. All they're trying to do is sell you something. They're gonna sell you some kind of course, or they're gonna push the referral code. Which again, it's so right. You're gonna do it anyways. You might as well use somebody's referral code. I think maybe only one of the videos that I have on this channel has my referral code in the description. But again, you have to learn on your own. It's unfortunate, but you have to learn on your own. A couple of things to avoid and this is something that's going to change in 2024. The bonuses that you're going to get offered from Uber at the beginning, in most of the markets, they're based on the amount of trips that you make. Once that little honeymoon period is over, they might go ahead and switch to bonuses on the amount of based on the amount of money that you make, and not on the amount of trips. 2 days ago, I got a little message from Uber saying that starting in 2024 here in the LA area, those bonuses based on the amount of trips are coming back. As far as I know, right now in the LA area, the only drivers that have bonuses based on the amount of trips are new drivers. Most of the drivers that I talked to, it's been a few months now since Uber took away the bonuses based on the amount of trips. Sorry about my dog, he got excited, he wants to be part of the video. So they took that away, and most of the drivers, I've been doing it for a while here in the LA area, are getting the bonuses or the quest, whatever you want to call it, based on the amount of money you was making. Just to give you an example, the last one I got about 2 weeks ago, it was, if you make from Monday till Friday, if you make $745 or $750, you get $50 extra. And if you make another 100, $845 or $850, they'll give you another $45. So it was a total like $95 if you make that much money. Again, am I excited about the bonus coming back with the trip-based amount? Not really, but we'll see what kind of offers. But anyways, I just want to give you an idea of the things that Uber is going to throw at you. Is it worth renting a vehicle to the Uber? That again is market dependent, and what kind of vehicle are you going to rent? Again, I'm in Los Angeles. I did the Tesla rental for about 4 months because I wanted to know the kind of trips that Uber offers with a Tesla, okay? The only, as of today, January 2024, here in Los Angeles, the only way it's worth for you to rent a Tesla, remember, it's LA. You do not fear at any time, you won't be like with this fear or whatever that you're gonna run out of charge. In the LA area, you're gonna find a charger anywhere. Cars Jr., some Cars Jr. got chargers. They're slow, but they got chargers on the parking lot. Supermarkets got chargers in the parking lot. Tesla got chargers everywhere. So if you're doing this full time and you don't, for whatever reason, because again, I'm realistic, I don't live in La La Land. I know there's people that don't have the credit to get a loan on a used vehicle or a new vehicle. I know that, again, everybody has different situations. For whatever reason, if it's easier, if it makes more sense to you to just walk up because whatever car you have, you don't want to destroy and put so many miles on. And if it makes sense and you want to go ahead and be like, hey, I want to try this Tesla thing out, then you can go ahead and try it out. My recommendation to anybody in the LA County area, remember, LA County area, okay? Orange County and San Bernardino County, if I lived there, I would not even try to do rideshare at all. But going back to the rental thing, if you're in LA County and you're willing to put in the hours because for whatever reason you don't have a job, you got a lot of time, you can do this full time, I recommend trying out the Tesla rental for 1 week. Please do yourself a favor. 2 things that I want you to understand. Make sure that you pay the $50 extra every week for the insurance. That way you don't have any deductibles. And make sure, don't be cheaping out. Make sure you get the long range. You're gonna go standard range because you want to save a little bit of money. You're gonna be at that charger a couple of times a day if you're doing this full time. And also depends on your driving preference. I know people who do these all day. They doing okay with the standard range because they don't drive a lot. They don't do long trips. It doesn't make, for me, it doesn't work. I have my own Model 3 long range 2018, which is my daily beater. Even if I wasn't doing Uber, by the way, haven't mentioned it on this video, but my main source of income, I'm a commercial drone pilot, so I focus mostly on real estate, photography, and video, but I do other things drone related. Uber is a side money that I do, and if you probably watch my previous videos, what I do on my little weekly report, you'll see that the hours that I put in, you're like, well, but you're almost working full-time hours. Well, the drone gigs that I do, sometimes it only takes me one day to do a drone gig, and that drone gig pays me enough for the entire week. The rest of the week, instead of sitting at home, I'll be driving. And again, the Model 3 that I'm using for these is a beater that I bought. Yes, I do have newer Teslas, by the way, and I got older, other models that qualify for black, but I'm not about to do that. I just, at this time, it's not even worth for me to go into black or lux because of all the commercial stuff that you gotta have. And again, I'm not committed to these. This is something that's a temporary thing, and I'm not even planning on taking it so serious. So I hope that, I'm not gonna make the video any longer. I hope that whatever all the things that I said on this video, again, I'm missing a ton of things that I could tell you, but I'm gonna leave that for the comment section, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that watch the video and be like, oh, you should have said these and that. Okay, that's what the comment section is for. Again, remember, do not fall for the idea that you're gonna pay a brand new vehicle in less than a year. It ain't gonna happen. If you do manage to do that, most likely that vehicle, it ain't gonna be worth crap anymore. Do not consume too much content. Go out on your own, learn your market, avoid certain places on the internet. There's a Facebook group of Uber drivers that's the worst place you can go to, including the Uber drivers subreddit. If you go to the Uber drivers subreddit and you want to learn stuff, you might learn a thing or two, but most likely you're going to realize that there's a lot of negativity on that subreddit. And just to give you an idea, you can have a good week. That was a really solid good week, and you post your screenshot on the Uber driver subreddit, and you're going to have a bunch of keyboard experts that are just going to find a way to tell you that you did whatever, are you not making money, whatever, because they keep going back to the rates that they were making 97 years ago, which is stupid. If you ask me, there'll be the same kind of drivers I've been saying they're going to quit Uber 57 years ago, and they still drive. For what reason? I have no idea. You want to discuss all the private rides that some people do, or you want to inquire about private rides? Yes, it is worth doing private rides. Insurance, again, you have insurance and you're honest with the people that you're picking, should not have a problem at all. You're gonna have a bunch of people, including this comment section, which I clean up every now and then, tell you, oh, you need to remember that if you're doing private rides, passengers are covered, and you shouldn't. Don't listen to them people. Figure what kind of coverage you need and be honest with the riders that you're deciding to pick up. If you decide to do private rides, which is going to pay a lot more because all the money is going to come to you, and then you take it from there. If you have any questions though, feel free to post them on the comments. Again, thanks a lot for watching. Happy 2024, and I'm going to try to continue to post like I was doing about, I don't know, maybe three and a half weeks ago or so. So I'll see you guys on the next video.